Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we've got an interesting one, a fun one, even. I got a message, and basically, one brother told the second brother a piece of news, and the second brother had a very unique reaction, and that has prompted a request. For any of this to make any sense, I have to tell you the news that was shared. A few years ago, if you were involved in anything you didn't want the authorities to know about and you were pretty well connected, you might have been using an encryption setup called Phantom Secure. Now, eventually, Phantom Secure got taken down by the authorities. As is typically the case, when something gets taken down, something new shows up in its place. In this case, it was an app called Anom. It, in theory, provided encryption for your phone. In reality, the authorities put the app out there and they had a backdoor into it. So they could monitor everything and they ran investigations through it. This all became public knowledge because they stopped some pretty horrible stuff from happening. And along the way, they took some contraband and stuff off the market. But what brought it to public attention was them using it to stop some pretty bad stuff. So the first brother tells the second brother this piece of information. And apparently the second brother just goes off on a rant about civil liberties and echelons and spies and something called the Five Eyes. So the message I got was explaining all of this and requesting a debunk on the Five Eyes theory about that. That's real. That's real. That's a real thing. In the United States, it's not very well known. In most of the other countries that are participating, it's pretty common knowledge. The Five Eyes is, picture it like NATO for spies, for signals intelligence, which is telephones, text message, fax, email, radio signals, stuff like that. It gets intercepted and it gets shared between 5 countries, and those are the Five Eyes. And by eyes, we're talking about the eyes you see with, not the letter. The Five Eyes are the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. They all share information. In and of itself, there's nothing wrong with this. When you're talking about countries that are this closely aligned, their spy agencies having an alliance, that's not unusual. The controversy arises with the idea that each intelligence agency can use this alliance to circumvent the laws in their home country. As hard as this may be to believe, in most instances, it's against the law for U.S. intelligence agencies to spy on Americans or to work domestically. There are exceptions to this, of course. They can't target you directly. But they could ask the British to do it, or the Australians. And then those intelligence agencies spy on you and share the information. That's the concern. Is that happening? Probably. Probably. Echelon, by the way, is the predecessor program that ran, I think it started in the 70s. That got way out of hand. And given that that's the predecessor to this, there is room to be skeptical about these intelligence agencies having the ability to self-regulate. So there's not really much to debunk. You didn't tell me what the whole theory was, but there is definitely a civil liberties controversy. Five Eyes definitely exists. It's verifiable. Echelon was really a thing. So I guess the lesson today is just because something sounds like a wild theory doesn't mean that it is. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.